Hello and welcome to the 2020 Share to Buy event. I'm Bronwen, one of the staff lawyers in the Residential Property Department at Humphreys & Co Solicitors, and my presentation today is on reports on title, which is an important document that you will receive from us when you purchase your property. So what exactly is a report on title? A report on title, or title report, tells you everything that you need to know about the property that you're buying and will include a lot of documentation that you receive from the Housing Association. The report will also explain what your next steps are and how we can get to exchange and then completion. So when do you get this report? Well, to make sure that the report is as helpful as possible for you, we need as much information as we can to include in it. So we wait for your mortgage offer to be issued, for your searches to arrive, and for all the questions we ask the Housing Association and their solicitors to be answered. Once we have all of that, we can include everything that we need to know into our report on title. So you're probably asking yourself now, what is actually in the report? Obviously a good question. There's a lot covered, so I'll go through some key parts with you. First up is who exactly is involved in your property. Who is your landlord? Does someone else own the building? Has the Housing Association appointed a management company? Are there roads leading to your property that are owned by someone else? There can be many different types of ownership when you buy a shared ownership home, especially if you're buying a flat. Sometimes your landlord won't be the freeholder, and sometimes your landlord will have their own landlord. It can get confusing, but our job is to explain all of this to you. We'll also include plans in the report, which will show you exactly where the property is in relation to the building as a whole, the roads, and where it is in the estate. You'll need to make sure that the property that you viewed is the same property that's drawn up on all the plans. The plans will also show you if you have a balcony or if you have a parking space. The report will include what rights you'll have as the new owner of your property, and will make sure that all the rights that you will need to enjoy the property as your home are included. So we'll make sure that you can use all the communal areas, that you're allowed to use your balcony and your parking space if you've got one, that you can drive over any private roads that you might need to use, and so much more. The report will also let you know if your landlord or any of your neighbours have any rights over your home. As well as rights, there are also restrictions on your ownership, basically what you can and can't do. Most of the time, you'll need to get your landlord's consent if you want to own a pet, for example, and it's likely that you'll not be able to run a business from your own home. You won't be allowed to make alterations to your home, like knocking down walls, and sometimes you'll find that you're not allowed to make loud noises at night time, and there will usually be restrictions on your balcony and parking space. So for example, you won't be able to light fires on your balcony, and you won't be able to park a complete wreck of a car in your car parking space. You'll also need to keep the property well maintained. So once you've bought your shared ownership home, you'll also have a right to purchase more shares in your property, also known as the right to staircase. Our report will confirm to you how you can purchase more shares, and will let you know if your right to do this is restricted in any way. So for example, rural leases will sometimes restrict your ownership to a maximum of 80%. This is obviously rare in London, which isn't a rural area. So this one's pretty important. What you will be paying now to complete your purchase. The report will let you know what you need to pay and when you need to pay it, as well as any payments that you will need to make on a monthly or maybe yearly basis while you are an owner. It will cover things like service charge, which are the cost to maintain any communal areas in your estate, as well as any specified rent, which is the rent that you will pay to the Housing Association on the share of the property that you don't yet own. The Housing Association may well have their own fees that will need collecting from you to complete, and our report will set these out for you clearly. We'll include all of the documentation and certificates that provide you with the confirmation that you need that the property has been built in line with current rules and regulations. Basically, planning permission is the council's approval to the development. They'll set certain conditions that must be complied with throughout, and will let you know that these conditions have been complied with. Building regulations cover the safety of the property build, so it's another key point that we'll make sure is included. Your new home's warranty will provide you with a warranty against any structural defects that might happen within the first 10 years after the property's been built. Hopefully you won't need to use it, but it's obviously very helpful just in case you do. You might have heard of NHBC before. It's the biggest company in the warranty sort of realm by far, but there are others. We'll make sure that whatever warranty company is involved, the cover is acceptable for both you and your bank. Next up is SDLT, or Stamp Duty Land Tax. Our report will let you know when you need to pay stamp duty and what you need to pay for it. My colleague Josh has set up a video specifically on stamp duty for you to watch, so once this is finished, have a look at that video for more information on it. Our report will also include everything that you need to sign. Not surprisingly, there's a lot of paperwork that you'll need to sign when purchasing your home. We'll give you clear instructions on where you need to sign everything and if you need to sign anything in the presence of a witness. So we're coming to the last couple of slides now, and we're on to the exchange day. What do you need to do on exchange? What do we need from you? What is an exchange? Where does it take place? Everything will be covered in our report for you to read. And the moment that everyone is waiting for, the day you complete and move into your new home, we'll explain to you what happens on the completion day, what you need to do, and what we'll do for you. So that's me done. If you have any questions at all, just drop us an email or give us a call. Many thanks.